Let's go up and get a shine or a shot of the sign. Alright, y'all. It is Monday, June 10th. Just getting ready to walk in the city council meeting. Looks like they're hiring for some seasonal laborers. Must be over 18 apply here. Let's kind of back up. Get a shot. Side of the street real quick. See what's going on downtown. Well, Clarkston anyway. So let's go this way. Let's check out our attendance. It was a long day, so I definitely might not have the spunk that I did or do normally. So, but we're gonna give it our best shot because just like I criticize people about needing to show up, figured I'd show up. That way, for all you can't, definitely try to do my part. Not a huge turnout, but see once we get inside.
You know, the one who's
Okay.
yeah, I mean, I could ask some questions, or you could ask him directly.
Because I looked at it today. I looked at the lawn van. But there was something different about it.
I'm not aware of a recent change. I know that for many years, we didn't even take ours. It was directed to somebody else. And now we get it and direct it to quality, and then there's the second read, and that goes into a fund, I know, for homeless stuff and for low-income housing and things. But what you're saying about the new one, I'm not sure.
Yeah, we don't. Yeah, I'll have to look at it again.
Yeah.
I'll have to look it up. So.
Well, if I talk to Chuck, I'll ask him, and if he has any enlightenment, I'll call you.
Okay.
Beat him this time. Beat it early.
Hey, how are you?
I'm well. Our meeting we had set up, I think Steve is gonna be out of town and he would like to be there when we meet with Chris and Scott at the Aquatic Center.
Oh,
I'm recording the whole meeting.
And that was
Yeah.
really hard to.
I am asking
So
to be
everybody's
considered
set.
anonymous. I would like
Yeah,
to
I
not be
think he would-
recorded.
Okay.
Be there since he's our numbers guy. I was hoping to see
Don't
him
worry, I'm
last
not a radical or anything. I just.
Yeah, I understand, but these should be broadcast anyway. It should be all public information because it is public information. So
You have the right to be anonymous.
you do, but not in public. Well, I should say.
I have the right to be anonymous.
Then don't say your name when you go up there.
Well, I will give my first name on there.
There you go.
Do you do this to all the city council meetings?
Nope, just this one. I mean, that's the only one I can make it to. Lewison's at the same time, so I can't make it over there. Same time, same days every month, so I can only make it to one.
Well, I'm asking, do you record all the city, here, all the city council
Yeah.
meetings?
Yeah.
When did you start doing that?
3 months ago, something like that. I would watch the Lewiston ones. Actually, they would broadcast them, but I couldn't watch Clarkston, so I just kind of made it a goal to
Well, this is
make
just
sure.
for your information.
I publish it, yeah. I mean, I don't have it's not like a huge channel, nothing like that, but I think citizens need to be more active in their government. We've slacked for years and years and years, and they got control now. So this is just a way for people at home to try and spark their interest to be part of it, I guess.
Well, I would appreciate if you turn it off when I'm speaking.
It is 7 o'clock, and I call the regular meeting of the Clarkston City Council to order. Please rise for the flag salute.
I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good evening, everybody. Council, we don't have any agenda changes. Are there any additions or corrections?   corrections to the minutes. distributed. And this evening, we will have two presentations, one by Jerry Chavez and the other one by Michelle Hebert. So I'd like to introduce Jerry Chavez, who is from Valley Vision. I think you all know him, council. He's here to speak to you on behalf of Valley Vision.
Very good. Thank you. Once again, my name for the record is Jerry Chavez, President and CEO for Valley Vision. We're located at 313 E Street in Lewiston, 301. I don't know how formal you want me to be. We'll just run with that. So it's always good to be in front of council to give updates on Valley Vision. And as you see our tagline, we're under a season of change. And I'll give a quick plug for our annual dinner event, which is July the 17th. You all should have gotten an invite to that with registration. So, and there's going to be something special the day after that. So pay attention to your emails that come from us. So with that being said, we're going to go through here rather quickly. Some of this you see before. I don't want to go through some of the information. It would be a little bit redundant, but the one thing I do want to mention to everyone is our mission statement is below what says Valley Vision Season of Change. Actively attract, expand, or provide assistance, right, to new wealth generators that enhance the quality of life to the Lewiston County Valley. So the words in kind of a pinkish tint there, new wealth generators. A lot of people ask me, what does that really mean at the end of the day? So new wealth generator makes things. And the things that they produce get sold outside of Valley. So this is what we call new wealth coming into their operations by some type of economic exchange, some type of economy. But goods and services to make this thing is what drives the local economy. So we pay attention to those particular businesses, they're local manufacturers. We don't actively pursue hotels, restaurants, retail, commercial operations. And the reason why, if you recall, if you take a normal triangle, which is a local economy, the apex of that pyramid, the point above, is where the new wealth generators live. And as those dollars come into your economy to support those operations, and those come in the form of discretionary dollars, they support commercial, retail, and all of that. So you gotta have that as a driver for the rest of the economy. So thank you for letting me give you a little bit of a refresher course on new wealth generation. So having said that, we're just gonna not pay too much attention to this, and we're gonna get into the meat and potatoes. So there are three programs that we run out of Valley Vision. Business attraction program, bringing new industry into the area. We're gonna talk a little bit more about that. All the above has been done. So we've identified our markets. There's where we hunt. I'm a hunter. I like to hunt. But I don't hunt pheasants in Arizona, because why? There's no pheasants in Arizona. So the types of industries that we are after, the sectors, on the right-hand side, the markets are on the left-hand side. So you go to California, Oregon, Washington, Arizona, Canada to find those particular industries. Food processing, energy processing, CNC, machining, manufacturing, weapons and ammunition, manufacturing, core, right? Been here for a while. Outdoor recreational manufacturing, boats, core, been here for a while. Department of Defense, some of our core industries actually do a little bit of DoD work, and wood products, core. So we've got expanded industries we're trying to recruit to the valley. Why? Because we have some core competencies in those other industries that play very well with us in terms of our location. So we have to, in 1 year's time, part of our contract, visit 35 companies to conduct one-on-one meetings, right? To date, 25 of those have been done. We conducted the other benchmark, 5 site tours. That means within those 25, 35 meetings, I have to bring in companies to actually open the hood, kick the tires, and make sure the engine runs. We call them site tours. Year to date, 7 of those have been done. So we're ahead of the game. And we actually have a letter of intent. We're actually negotiating with one company as we speak today. It's not public, and so don't ask me who it is, because I can't tell you. Right? Confidentiality. But you can see where we've traveled, and you can see the number of meetings that we've had. So we still have 10 more meetings to conduct between now and sometime in the future. We take a little bit of a hiatus in November, December, January, because everybody wants to talk to us. They're too busy doing other kind of other stuff. And we're planning for the future. They do a lot of other stuff in that time of the season. So I'll pause here and ask you if there's any questions. You can see the next code on the side. That's kind of a little bit of formality in terms of the industry sector that everybody lives in next code referencing. Now, if you have any questions, I'm going to go to business retention and expansion. This is where we pay attention to our existing businesses, like the Renaissance Marine, like the Clearwater Paper, like a hot wire, just like the road, right? So, here today we've recruited 37 volunteers. One item which is rather noteworthy is elected officials, 14. 14 of your peers have said we want to be part of that program. It's important for us to hear what community businesses are saying about business and how business is conducted in the valley. This number is pretty high considering what I've done in the past, probably by about 2x. So congratulations. And some of you are in on their program, right? I won't point you out, but we see you guys. So we need to have 23 businesses that have been interviewed. 1 hour interview with about 45 questions, 7 pages of questions. We're trying to get very specific on what they deal with on a daily basis. And why? Because the new businesses that come in will experience the same issues that existing business encounters daily. If we can fix what existing businesses are dealing with, then our likelihood of attracting new businesses goes up dramatically. So we have 6 more interviews to conduct, and hopefully we will get that package here pretty quickly. So I'll finish by saying our product development is very key. That's an important part of what we do at Valley Vision. You will see our new website. It has the right messaging, has the right information, has economic development standards built into it. To the labor of love. So I'm very excited about it, and hopefully you will be as well. But beyond that is developing manufacturing centers. We don't have enough of those. It's hard for us to attract somebody to kick the tires, open the hood, and turn on the engine. We don't have something to show them in terms of building. People will say to me, Jerry, well, we have some buildings across the river that are pretty big. Well, we'll pay ourselves. This is right there. There's a big difference. Commercial retail space does not work very well for residential. So, we have to go over it. Remember, those of you that run businesses today, I know so what you do, pay attention to your market, right? Listen to what they say. Never compare yourself to that sale. That being said, I'll take any questions.
Do you have any questions, Council?
The other day, we want to make the Losing Clark Valley application first.
Thank you, Mr. Jarvis. Thank you so much. Okay, we are ready for visit Lewis Clark Valley and Michelle Peters.
I'm Michelle Peters, the president and CEO of Visit Lewis Clark Valley for the past 24 years. I can't believe it's going to be 25 next year. Right when we started the Visitor Bureau in 2000, so we'll have a great big celebration. That will be fun. So I came to you this evening. I would like to give you a biannual update of economic impacts of tourism. It usually takes until May to get our figures from the previous year through tourism economics through state of Washington tourism. So I thought I'd update you today on some things going on. Our board of director consists of 5 people from Lewiston and 5 people from Clarkston to keep it even, as according to our bylaws. And then David Witten is on our board as an ex officio, and then Robin Albers is the lodging tax advisory committee person. And then, of course, our mission and vision to promote the area for premier travel destination for visitors seeking unique experience and authentic cultural immersions. We just recently had an org retreat, so we kind of updated everything. And then our funding sources: Assotin County Lodging Tax Revenue, City of Clarkston, Idaho Travel Council. And then we have private funds from paid partnerships and visitor guide AdSense. So our beautiful 52-page visitor guide is all self-sustaining. It is printed and produced with private funds. And then services we provide: assist and support with convention bids. We recently just had the Pacific Northwest Waterways. I'm not sure if any of you guys attended that. We do lovely little welcome bags for all the groups and conventions. We had a great big Eagles group in town recently, so, and of course NAIA. We have our visitor information center. They're almost becoming a thing of the past because the age demographics that are traveling to our area are usually 55 and above. And so a lot of the ones that are older like the printed map. They want to come in, they want your expertise to know where to go. So of course the cruise lines and the cruise passengers are definitely demographics that want maps and to come into the office. So we see a lot of them. That was magic, I didn't even touch it. So Assotin County, the direct travel spending in 2023 was 44.7. And then the state of Idaho, they haven't done an economic impact study since 01, so it was 93 back then. So in Assotin County, the payroll is 15.7 million, making up 5.5% of the total payroll. Employs 751 in the leisure and hospitality industry. That's 11.4% of the total jobs in the county. 57 leisure and hospitality businesses. And it generated $384,000 in lodging tax revenue in 2023. Just about a 4% increase over 2022. 12% over 2022. That's what we should have said. I got the wrong year there. It should be 2021. So, some other interesting facts. We also have a very nice report we just concluded. I'm going to email it to everybody. I can't move when I'm talking. I'm going to email it to everyone. Yes. So a lot of people ask, of course, about the riverboat cruises. I kept the 2023 poster on here for a reason. Everybody asked me, oh, that's sad, the cruise ships went bankrupt. And I'm like, no, you have mistaken. One, the American Empress down here on the left, that was 230 passengers. It was about 6,500 cruise passengers. Out of those 6,500, none, or rarely, stayed in the Lewis Clark Valley. They did not fly in, and they did not stay at hotels. They were immediately bused to Spokane and flew in and out of Spokane and stayed at the hotels in Spokane. So American Cruise Lines, which has 5 vessels listed, they purchased the company, the American Clean Voyages. So they purchased all the rights for their domains, websites, and 3 ships. So now they own the American Empress, and we're hoping well, my hopes are, it'll be back online next year. So all of the passengers from the American cruise lines overnight at the Holiday Inn. And another interesting factor, in 2021, they named the Lewiston, Nez Perce County Airport the preferred airport for the company. So from 2019 in transportation to 2021, it's up 44%. And of course, everybody knows we got the flight to Seattle and then the Denver flight. So that really has added a lot to transportation in our area, very helpful. And then we still have the National Geographic, the Quest, the Sea Lion, and Seabird. You don't see them very often. They come in the spring and fall only and go to Alaska in the summer. Another thing we've noticed, American Cruise Lines, you can't expect every boat to be 100% coming in when you have 5 vessels. That was the case last year, 75, 80% occupancy, 100% plus. So I'm thinking most of the passengers, if you're buying one of the cruises on American Empress, if they're 5,000 per person, 10,000 a couple, you definitely had insurance, trip insurance. So they're just shifting over to American Cruise Lines. So we're picking them up in the hotels, jet boats, and retail. So it's kind of just a shift, is what that is in there. So go to the next one. So the cruise boats are not bankrupt and they're here in full force. So the Hells Canyon passengers, I always say this, you can see this as a trend with the economy. It matches. You can see the huge dip in 2008. You can see another huge dip in 2020. And the best part, it doesn't take us that long to climb back out in this community. So in 2023, 50,000 people toured Hells Canyon. And then we break it down, commercial, powerboats, private, float trips, and private floats. So a lot of our marketing, it's like wine, water, history, Lewis Clark Trail, Hells Canyon, our fabulous wine, that's really putting us on the map. And our culture in the area, it's just wonderful. All the fun things to do here. And I was talking about some of our other ads here, and just kind of showing you our look and feel of what we have. And then I have one more other interesting fact. Last year when I presented to you, I said that Asotin County was the 3rd highest. It's per party, per trip. There's 39 counties in Washington. So King County is always number 1. Asotin County is number 2. Last year we were 3. Skamania County, with the same similarities, is the cruise ship industry. So King County is $551 per party per trip. Skamania is $441. Asotin County is $445 per person per trip. So that's above Vancouver, Spokane, everyone. It looks kind of funny on paper when you see it. Like the largest county to nearly the smallest county, or one of 3 smallest. So it's pretty amazing what they do for our economy. But we also definitely have a lot of other passengers coming in from other trips, driving. And we have a new dashboard called Datify. I've always wondered how many trips are overnight versus all of our day trips with visitors just coming to Costco and Walmart. So it looks like we had about 100,000 overnight visitors. And then most of the day trips, it says our total visits were 619,000. So with all the visitors and all the day trip visitors. But I'm going to share this with you too, the dashboard, so you guys can have it for your files. So somebody else asks or wants to know. And then one other good fact is it generated nearly $2 million in local tax revenue. And that relieves everybody in Asotin County, every household by $444 tax relief to help for all the services you guys provide. That's all I have today. Does anybody have any questions?
Thanks for putting all that data together, and you always do such a great job. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Michelle. Good job.
That's your ROI.
Return on investment, exactly.
You know what, council members, I don't know if you've been to any of the websites for Valley Vision or Visit Lewis Clark Valley, but great websites, so lots of information. So, and all you folks out there, if you haven't been to these two websites, go take a look. They've done a fabulous job with their websites. They're always updated, and so you can get a lot of info there. Thank you, Michelle.
Thanks.
All right, we are ready for communications from the public. And we'll have Clarkston residents speak first, so please step up to the mic. State your name and address.
My name is Alice White, I'm at 742 13th Street in Clarkston. I'm coming about our 4th of July event that we do in Vernon Park, free for the kids. And all I can say, we so appreciated being able to go to Vernon Park and do what the kids do. Last year we discovered the dump sack races, first time in all the years that we really discovered them. And a lot of ours are old fashioned. So we're going to be doing it again. We're a little behind time because of other things in all of our lives. But I just needed to get that commit to see what it said because she's working on her certificate. So we don't need any electricity. Our window scientists, but we come in about 10 o'clock to set up, and then we go from noon to 4 o'clock. So I just again want to thank you. It's a fun time for them, it's a fun time for us, and just to see the little kids doing it. So many of them don't know what the toys are, but they learn. Thank you.
Thanks, Alice.
Thank you, ma'am.
All these other people go before me. Well, my name is Wendy, and my name, what's my name and information is in Creek City. And I would like to say I used to be anonymous, I don't wish to get that page of the paper like I did a few years ago. I've just come to remind you guys that the 4th of July is almost here. And it is a very tough time for my neighborhood, because we have a lot out in front of our house, day and night, and it's not mainly limited to 3 days. Not limited to 1 day. I know we addressed this issue in 2019, but there are a lot of people out there who still think it's 3 or 4 days. And that makes it very difficult. I think we need to put out more notices around town, notifying people that it is a 1-day event, and maybe what the penalties are, $50, $100, whatever it is, for blowing up explosives. I mean, we even get big bomb things that go off the reservation yet. And so myself, I mostly leave the neighborhood because it's so difficult for me to provide health issues. And a lot of my friends feel the same way, so they just choose to not be in the valley for the 4th of July. Now, I do like the public display, I think that's wonderful. But the individual fireworks, I think not only are they needed, but I think they are a safety issue too. People get seriously injured, they get burned, people die in our country every year from fireworks. So, I think we need to utilize, the electronic signs you have here at Parkway, at high school around town, put up notices that it's only a 1-day event, and, that there are penalties if you're caught without it. I think there should be more police patrols down 2nd Avenue, especially between Adams and 3rd Street. Maybe the 3rd, 4th, and 5th, just drive down that let's see, what else? My notes here. Well, you know, we had a tragedy happen in Lewiston a few years ago, and I think, unfortunately, it caused Lewiston to start enforcing their Fourth of July regulations. And you know what? I think we're kind of burying our heads in the sand. We think it's going to happen here. You know, it's going to happen here. And I hope it doesn't take some kind of a tragedy before we put more limit on the individual fireworks, not the public controlled ones.
30 seconds.
And I also think that it'd be nice if fireworks were only sold on Monday, the 4th, because people buy them ahead of time. They don't want to sit on it for 3 or 4 days. They go out and blow them up before. So anyway, I guess that's about all I have to say. For myself, I just mainly choose to not be here because it bothers me so much. But I do think overall it is a fire hazard to be blowing things out from 100 degrees out. So, thank you for the time to listen to me.
Thanks, Wendy.
Hello, my name is Susan Bishop. I live at I-19 8th Street here in Clarkston. I'm in a wheelchair because I have very definite physical problems. And the sidewalks around my home are full of the homeless with all their possessions and stuff, and it makes it hard for me to get around. So sometimes I feel like I'm really locked in my house because it's hard to get out. I'm just as much, if not more, disabled than the 4 plaintiffs that are claiming to be disabled that are in the lawsuit, named in the lawsuit. I don't see why I should have to suffer for their disabilities or they suffer for mine. I'm not saying to kick the homeless out of the park. I'm just saying enforce the park laws, enforce the ordinances. If I broke those ordinances, I get ticketed and I have to pay for them. Why don't they? And I'm talking about the ordinances, park ordinances, that have been enforced since 1983 and 1984. Not the new one. That one I realize you have a lot of problems with because of Martin versus Boise and because of the Supreme Court. But the other should be able to be enforced. And the sidewalks and the curbing are hard to get up and around. There is one particular one on my block on the southwest corner of Sycamore and 8th that somebody has put some asphalt in there and I got stuck. I centered on the ramp onto the curb, and then if you go maybe 20, 30 foot down that sidewalk, there's a deep hole that's about 3 inches deep that I get stuck in with my wheelchair. So I got constantly be back and forth. There's no curbing on 9th and Sycamore. You can't get off or on the other side, so I'm back and forth. And people don't see, cars don't see people in the wheelchair. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Susan.
Hi everyone, I'm Jesse Shorter, 635 2nd Street. I'm gonna try something. They do videos, and this is like, I don't know if you guys remember Stephen Ray Bott or not, there's colorful metaphors in his rankings, but he just so happened to approach the cameraman and interact with what I'm saying. So I just wanted to play a couple little clips of what he was saying.
You can record these people. It's public property. It's public property that you guys closed.
It's fine.
Yeah.
Anything that's in public.
That ain't one of public when you fucking close it.
It's public, this is all.
It should be. No one's allowed there. For a third time, and I'm telling you, the law is.
First Amendment right, I can record anywhere in public. Anything that I can see.
There's this one. This one's interesting. We'll get to it.
Don't record me. My name's Stephen Ray Bond. Don't record
Yeah, so
me.
just don't get in front of the camera.
I'm gonna be right over here, because it's, you know, like you
Right
said.
over on the corner of the park.
So to me, it's making it private property or bullshit property.
Yeah, so how it works is.
I don't know if you heard that, but the park residents are under the assumption that it's private property, not public property, because it's closed specifically to them. So they take, I don't know what you would call it, they're very angry about it, I guess. Here's another one real quick, let me get to it. Now, you guys couldn't see this part, so he was pointing over at the corner of the park where he's going to be getting an action.
Yeah, later, can you? Can I ask the same questions of everybody?
There's that.
I'm asking the same questions I'm asking.
And one more, hang on. This gives you an idea of what he's going to be doing over on the corner.
Their rights and how they feel.
Their rights and their rights and their rights and your rights and my fucking rights.
Yeah,
You
so
got their
everybody,
way anyway.
even though you might not agree with them, they have the
They
right
need to
to.
go look in the mirror. Every one of them holding them fucking signs that don't know shit about what's going on is here. They go, oh fuck, or they steer
Then
shit.
side out.
Oh well, they've got their dog food, so they're smoking meth. I smoke fucking meth, and it ain't that guy's business or any of these fucks over here. It's mine.
So they're open, they'll tell you right to your face if they're doing dope, meth, whatever. This is what they think of the park, it's theirs. Anybody that comes here, this gentleman that took this interview was standing on the other side of the property in their church and was approached. Like, this is how they treat the park, it's theirs, it's private now, and they're going to defend it however they see fit. So, I don't know. Ted. Thank you. Thank you.
I'm Brenda, and I live in the Fort area. I wanted to ask you guys today for support in Senate Bill 5332. It will prohibit locating homeless encampments within 1,000 feet of public or private schools and early learning. I also have some questions about your homeless task force. How often do you guys meet? Who is on the task force? What roles does everyone take on this task force? Where are we at today on the task force? Can we get a little bit more of an update other than Chief Hastings saying there's a good headway being made? And last but not least, how much does this cost and how long? Thank you.
Hi there, Jennifer Graham, I live in Lewiston, and own a home right across from Foster Park. Regarding Foster Park, since May 13th through this morning, there have been another 77 calls to the police, an average of more than 2 calls per day. These calls include vagrancy, abandoned property, dogs running loose, vicious animal, assault, harassment, drugs, trespassing, code violations, and civil offense. Last night, there were at least 10 tents up in the park. That is between 10 and 20 plus campers as neighbors of the Foster Park neighborhood. How many of you have had to call the police on your neighbor 2 times every day for various reasons? There are some in the park that continue to push the boundaries, from setting up their tents before the ordinance allows, to piling their camping gear on the sidewalks and strewing around the park. This isn't about the involuntary homeless that abide by the ordinance and laws. Regarding enforcing the ordinance and Washington laws, at the previous meeting, some of you stated the city's hands are tied, and violating someone's civil rights would show incredible poor judgment by the city. However, by not enforcing the ordinance and laws, you have given each and every one of the campers permission to do as they wish, with no consequences other than a tongue lashing. So I ask again, why can't you start banning the repeat offenders from the park for 30 days once they've been warned? Punishment for breaking the law has nothing to do with violating their civil rights. What about the civil rights of the taxpayers who live directly across from this and the wheelchair-bound using sidewalks? Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else? If not, we'll move on. From the mayor, council, I do want to point out that I sent some documents in front of your seat there, and just want you to know that we have been doing some comprehensive review of our documents. Many are outdated and needed revision, and maybe some are just brand new. In some instances, we needed more information or accountability on some of those documents. It's kind of a mundane task, but it's very necessary. And I have some examples for you there. The council chambers conference room application has been revised. The second page is new, and it provides guidelines and policies for the use of those rooms. That's the council chambers and the meeting room just adjacent. And this document has been used for a couple of months now. The other document that you have in front of you is a special events permit, and that is new. And it contains 5 pages, and it will allow the city to have a better understanding of the kinds of events that are occurring in the city and whether they are within bounds of the Clarkston Municipal Code. In some instances, we may have to revise the municipal code because of some of the events that may not be allowed. The performance evaluation for employees is the third document, and it is almost finished. And I looked at numerous other cities when drafting all these documents. I found many helpful examples. The city administrator and clerk treasurer graciously proofread all these documents at least 50 times, or so it seemed probably. And I think they made great suggestions, and I certainly appreciate their effort. And this is a group effort. We are trying to update and revise these documents, so we will be within our insurance policy guidelines, and also so we have a more comprehensive document that we can present to folks, and so they know what the rules are or what the boundaries are for the city when they come to us and want to provide an event within the city limits. So if you ever have any questions, let me know. We keep working on all these documents just to keep Clarkston updated. We have some things that we need to do with our ordinances also, but we'll kind of advise you as we go along when we, work on these documents. So if you have any questions, just come talk to Rachel or Steve or myself. Okay, any questions? All right. Anything from staff or employees? Do you want to do an update, Public Works Director? About the roundabout?
Well, the roundabout is progressing. We haven't really had any big issues. It's pretty much on schedule. I think the demolition portion of phase 1 is completed, and they'll be starting putting utility piping and wires in the ground here probably later this week. So it looks like right on schedule and no major issues.
Thank you. Any questions, council? Good. All right. Anything else from our employees? Chief, anything from you? No? Okay, great. We are ready for committee reports then, and finance admin, and the audit report on the current bills, please.
The total expenditures for the June 10th, 2024 period of $877,137.57.
Okay, I'll entertain a motion to.
I make the motion, we pay the bills.
I second it.
Moved and seconded that the bills be paid. Any questions, council? If not, let's vote. All those in favor of paying the bills signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those that oppose nay. And the ayes have it. Thank you. All right, as usual, we have, things from public safety and public works. The minutes are in your packet. And also from any outside organizations. We have no unfinished business. And we are ready for the consent agenda. So I'll entertain a motion to approve the consent agenda.
So moved. Second.
We moved and seconded that the consent agenda be approved. And for everyone out there, these are items that have been thoroughly vetted, and so we put them all together and vote on them at once. Any council member at any time can also pull one of those items off the agenda if they so choose and vote on it separately. Any questions, council? No, let's vote. All those in favor of the consent agenda signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those that oppose nay. And the ayes have it. Thank you. Next, under new business, we have the reading of an ordinance, the first reading.
Ordinance 1708, an ordinance of the City of Clarkston, Washington, amending Clarkston Municipal Code 10.52.060, permit for assemblies required.
Thank you. And next time we'll be voting on that. All right, we're ready for council comments.
I have a couple things. Is there a homeless task force operating outside of your Sutton County lines? Unhoused? Okay, so Brandon, there's the one group. It is I think we're about. It's a private nonprofit that is trying to raise funds to get something done. I'm sure Sutton County. Do you guys have a homeless task force that you're aware of?
We have this, we're involved in the same one.
So we're okay. So there's a governing board and a board of directors that's working. There's as far as I'm aware, there's no funds from the city. It doesn't cost anything for the group to do what we're doing right now. We meet once a week, and just we're having discussions and trying to find our way to where we want to be, which is getting that park back to how it was, so that we were able to enforce camping ordinances. And we have the best solutions available to us. So that's the direction that group is working. And there's retired and private business people, people who work just in a couple different industries, and then a county commissioner and Chief Hastings, and a couple other just Clarkston residents that are on the advisory board, and we're working with QBH. So that's all, and we're still, I don't want to get ahead of, give out information before we're ready, because it could interfere with what we're trying to do. So we have a group and we're working ahead, and we're actively meeting and working. So to go on, hopefully by the end of this year, we have something up and running, and we can then enforce camping ordinances in our parks and in public. That's the goal. Another one, I just wanted to ask you about the ordinance enforcement that was brought up, blocking the sidewalks, because that is a civil rights violation via Americans with Disability Act, to have the sidewalk blocked like that. What are we doing? I want to let people know that we're trying to address all of these situations. actively working on it. What do you have for us?
Yeah, so we try to go to the park every morning. And make sure that everyone's out, they don't block the sidewalk. I think last week we wrote several citations for people violating the ordinance. And we'll make sure that they move their stuff off the sidewalk. But we're not always there. I know last week at one time we had several calls going on at the same time, couldn't be there. And the staff we have to go back to the park, make sure that everything was off the sidewalk. People that were cited have a court date, go through the court system.
And I think we've talked about it between ourselves, but with the dogs in the park, how we can't take a dog from somebody. And
Can't seize the dog.
yeah,
We can grant citation unless the dog is has been with somebody. And even then, only the judge can take that dog away from the individual, it's their property.
so we can write all the citations in the world, but it's up to a judge to
keep the dog.
yeah.
You take the no dog signs down?
Well, we enforce it, we give them tickets. That's where we go, we can't take their dog. So
But the dog catcher takes dogs that work from, that are running around my neighborhood. They'll come and they'll take them and take them to the pound. I've had to retrieve mine.
When we can't find an owner, we will take the dog from kennel, but they have to come pick it up there. If the owner is present, regardless of where they are, be it whether it's Foster Park or anywhere else, they'll cite them if they're there and they keep them on. No one's around, take them off, and take them to shelter. That's what he's all.
thank you.
Anyone else?
Yes, and as far as fireworks go, I would not support any legislation restricting further access to fireworks. I love fireworks. I have my own PTSD. I've shared with my background, my 2 tours in Iraq. Yes, you throw an explosion off. Yes, I do get the shakes. I do get really bad repercussions for my time. But every year, I go all out on fireworks. It is my favorite holiday of the year. For the last several years, I spent thousands of dollars on fireworks. I do it legally. I do it by all the rules of the book, as Clarkston sets forth. I think Chief Hastings talked to me once, maybe, I don't our chief definitely has. But they make sure that we do everything legal, and I go above and beyond. My 4-year-old daughter loves them. My small dogs aren't very fond of them, but we got those too. The kids in the neighborhood absolutely love what we do for the neighborhood, and they think what we do is amazing. So, as far as that goes, I'm looking forward to 4th of July this year, Independence Day. My great-grandfathers, they fought in the Revolutionary War, so I like to do a shout-out for them every year. And about the construction, I think the traffic right now, even with construction, I think the traffic in that area is probably the best it's ever been. So if you guys stop right now, it is, you guys done much improvement. So I look forward to the ending and see how that can bring in.
Sometimes the vehicles get back up on.
It's smooth.
Might I just say that I'm not opposed to what's done legally on the 4th of July. I oppose the ones that are sought out 2nd, 3rd, 5th at 2 o'clock in the morning, okay? I do not think that's fair to the neighborhood, or to me, to the animals, or anybody else. Thank you.
Any other council members want to speak up? If not, questions from the press?
Yes, David, where do you live? I want to come over. I'm joking.
We'll play Marco Polo. You shoot a firework off, I'll shoot a bigger one.
Okay.
We'll sort of draw you in, but right by Grantham.
All right, we have no executive session, and there being no further business to come before the council, I declare the council adjourned.
Proud of her for speaking up. I cannot think of her name. I think it's Bishop. Good job for speaking up. Seems like a lot of unrest in our society nowadays. Government, everything. We're all just living life.
Oh, what I do this Well, I haven't put any yard signs on yet, but have you seen the big ones? I know. And I only have one left, and it's, I'm not quite sure where we're going. Yeah, no, they were both. I called her. I called her. She said, oh, you're going to talk about
I'll catch up with you. Stay here for a second.
Okay. But I'm still planning on bringing you a yard sign.
Let's go see. We got the same kind of conversing. There's a lot of people doing it or afterwards, so I have to free up some memory. I don't have enough memory on my phone. Alright.
Oh, okay, all right. That was thoughtful. That's thoughtful of you.
Didn't turn out than what I thought. Except for I got the sun behind me, but that's alright. Let's sneak over this way.
She's actually pretty quiet. I'm hoping that
Not a lot of people left, but we're gonna walk up this way and take a walk out.
I'm gonna have to look. I will give you a holler.
Had the commissioner here tonight. That was kind of cool. County Commissioner Brian Shin. I went to school with his boy Cameron Shin and his daughter. God, I'm giving out too many secrets. We're not supposed to edit this. We're supposed to. It takes so much time. Got me an idea. We're gonna take a walk. Go walk on these public streets. There's another shot of the city hall. So we're zooming that all the way. I swear this is different than when I first originally came down here. And I was just trying to figure out where they did the council meetings at. Alright, y'all. Well, not a bad turnout. A little bit of fireworks in there. Just kind of seems, I don't know if you can hear anything I was saying in there, so maybe I'll just cover it again. But it for the lady, if you see this when I first walked in, that is part of the education. A lot of people don't know you can record in public. It's the First Amendment, but a lot of city council, mayors, a lot of police on calls. They just think that you have to give your ID or name and who you are, stuff like that. And you don't. If you're at a city council meeting, you don't. You can say, my name is Joe Blow. I live right next door on the corner. You don't have to give it. But we've been trained and indoctrinated for too many years that little things like that just take away our freedoms. The little things that take away our freedoms that people just blindly give up. Blindly give up. I wish more people would show up to the council meetings. I think it would. And if you don't want to go for you or you're too lazy, go for your kids. Go for your grandkids. Go for the people that can't go that day because they had to work and they had to work late or they work night shifts or whatever. Go for them. Go for your damn neighbors. Go for somebody. But if you're not driving the boat, if we the people are not driving the boat, somebody's driving the boat, right? So anyways, it's important. Think about it. Y'all, we're gonna go home, cook up some food. Pretty tired. I don't know how much food I'm gonna cook, but cold beer sounds pretty darn good. Alright, y'all. Hope you enjoyed the video. A little bit of fireworks from the people in the audience standing up for things that need to be said, I guess, more than anything. So, alright, y'all. Have a good night. Sit down, Free Press. We're out.